the best grooming products for you. That's all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help in your swagger, style, class, and luxury. Makeup products that are made for you with high quality. Yeah. So get in style with the black, yeah. Grooming company. Give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. Black, gentleman, black, yeah. Company. Give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.
Yo. What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Answering the Bell with Stormybman for this Sunday, July 21st, 2024. This is number 127 in the series of Answering the Bell. So we're moving right along with this Sunday morning call-in show. Hope everybody's doing well out there. We are coming out of a weekend where there was boxing, but not a lot of the high-profile boxing that we typically cover. But we can talk a little bit about what transpired this weekend, and we can talk about what's on the horizon, or whatever else may float your boat regarding the sport. There's plenty of news on this side of what's going down in the sport. As I've been stating lately, we've been getting more and more bouts, fight cards, than we had been in previous years. So don't complain, because when we were talking about, man, there's not enough boxing, apps like DAZN and even ESPN, Peacock Television, which broadcasts a lot of the Sky Sports bouts. Listen, Amazon Prime, they have stepped it up. We are receiving more and more fights. And just because they may be matchups with fighters that you're not familiar with, do your due diligence and find out who these fighters are. It's time to start learning more than what's happening with the usual suspects. That's something to take note of and bear in mind. Yeah. So, good Sunday morning to you. I know some people are not quite up yet. Some people may have been up for a while. Others yet and still may be just brushing the sleep from their eyes. But I hope they remember to brush those fangs, because there's a stench that comes from those things. Yeah! Some may even be working. A dreaded day for those, and a dreaded word for me when I'm off. Don't like to think about work when I'm off. And I don't consider this work. I consider this play. Yeah! What's good, everybody? What's good, man? Come on in to the building, huh? Come on in. Put some color in that chat. Let me see who we got out there early. I know you still got the peepers, huh? I just hope y'all got your shades on while you're peeping, huh? Because Stormy gonna bring some light to the situation. Yeah. Yeah. Universal Truth is out there. What's happening with you with those channel emojis? You know how Stormy loves the endorsement with the channel emojis. Shelton's out there saying listening and doing chores. You doing chores, Shelton, man? That's a surprise, huh? Because you usually out there doing stuff to stir people up, man. So you got time to get the chores in too. That makes you a hard-working brother. Yeah. JJ is out there saying, salute, salute, peace, and blessings. Same to you, brother. See, you came in there a little early this time. Didn't want to have to sit to the back. That's a good thing for you, huh? Because there is always a chair by the door, huh? Always. Jimmy Bernard saying, what's good, Sensei? Salute to the chat. And smash that like button. Yeah. Darius Gilliard is out there saying, salute, Sensei, and the chat. What's happening with you? Jimmy Bernard says, yes, sir. Yeah. Rod Holman is out there saying, cleaning with the Sensei on this here Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. Where's my coffee and donuts, though? That's what I want to know, Rod Holman. Huh? You don't get off that easy, huh? Jimmy Bernard says, Sergey hiding behind the bushes. Yeah, he out there with the rest of them creeps, huh? Because only creeps dwell in the bushes, huh? Creeps. You know, they feel like, you ever see Dracula when the sun come up? It burns. He's like, skin start ashing up. That's them creeps when you ask them to step out them bushes and the blinds. They flesh starts to ignite. Yeah. Daryl Alexander is out there saying salute Sifu and salute fam. Yeah. You guys, yesterday I did a special edition of the Kung Fu Film Focus. It was dedicated to Lei Shu Long, Bruce Lee. A look back 51 years. It's been 51 years yesterday that Bruce passed away. And his final film, Enter the Dragon, was released 3 weeks later after his death. So he never even lived to see the success of the film. He had put quite a bit of his energies into that production. It was his first starring role in a Hollywood film. And it was the first starring role for an Asian in a Hollywood production in history. And the man never lived to see the success that was Enter the Dragon. No Asian star, even Jackie Chan, Chow Yun-fat, Michelle Yeoh, Jet Li, Donnie Yen. No Asian martial arts film star, or even Asian, period, ever elevated to the level of success that he received after the release of that film. And here we are 51 years later. Can you believe that? 51 years. Some of you ain't been alive that long, huh? When he passed away, I was about 7 or 8 years old. So I thought I would just do a live stream to dedicate to that memory of the 4 films that he completed, the 5th film that was in production at the time of his demise. And I just thought I would come out with a retro look back. The significance of his productions, and a little bit of information around those productions. I didn't do a review of the films. I just talked about them and It was a lot of fun. I have a tremendous amount of information on the man, but I didn't want to turn that into some kind of documentary or whatever, because documentaries on him have been done to death. And there's quite a bit of information that comes out now that is disingenuous, gratuitous, false. And I'm not here to fight those battles. There's plenty of people out here who could do that. But I know better and different. So that is what I offered yesterday. Some of the familiar names that are out here, even in this chat right now, were not with me during that. And I know it was more of a pop-up stream in the afternoon, and that was okay. I'm due a time to have my pop-ups from time to time, but that was a sincere dedication more than anything else, and I enjoyed producing it. So if you didn't catch it, you may want to go back. It's on the front page of the channel, and there have been a number of people who came to check it out since I did the live. It's interesting how that works. Some people like to come back to Stormy's content and watch him while I'm not live. I could not even begin to speculate what that's about, but it's okay, because a view is a view is a view is a view. Yeah. Jimmy Bernard says, donut sounds good right now with orange juice of coffee. Yeah, man. That's right. Daryl Alexander is in the building. What's happening? Jimmy Bernard says, what if Bruce Lee was still alive? He'd be old. He'd be in his mid to late 80s, I guess, now. He'd be doing the old man style. He never wanted to be an old man. He professed that many times during his life. He didn't want to be an old man. He did do drawings because he was quite the artist. I mean, he could sketch stick figures and these little men. When he used to do his action choreography for his film, he used to do these little character drawings of his ideas for choreography on paper. There's plenty of prints of that out there. He once sketched himself as an old master with the long hair and the beards and the thick eyebrows. Bruce had a sense of humor. But no, he did not want to live to be an old man, and he did not. But he, like a few other talents, left us with so much. For a person to have left this existence at the age of 32, that's very young. I remember when I turned 32 and I thought about that, like he had passed away at that point. And when I turned 32, I was like, man, I'm just getting going. You know what I'm saying? So that is quite a young age to check out. And throughout the years, the generations, there have been mysteries surrounding his demise. But with the latest information that has come through over the past couple of years, it's easy now to understand what really happened to the man. And it's unfortunate. I won't discuss that here and now, but as I've been prone and known to say, study up. If that be your interest, study up. you may find it worth the while. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, welcome to another Answering the Bell with Stormybman. About ready to open these lines out. Oh, but let me kick it off with you guys with a little joyfulness this morning. I don't know if many of you caught this, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, I gotta put it on my meme board here, because listen, you guys remember Canelo Alvarez's last fight, right? The last fight Canelo had was against who? Can someone refreshen my memory? Who Canelo's last opponent was? He just fought, what, a month or two ago? Who was it that Canelo took on? You know, Stormy's, getting a little old, a little long in the tooth, and my memory gets a little iffy sometimes on certain things. On other things, not so much. But can someone remind me who Canelo fought in his last fight, huh? And all this is relative, it's relative. You'll see in a moment, but I just gotta ask. Huh? Ob Jones is out there. Is that how you say your name? Ob Jones? Antonio MMA, my student, is out there saying, salute Sensei, what's good with you? Jimmy Bernard and Universal Truth are saying Munguia. Okay, yeah, Munguia. Now, y'all know that when he fought Mel Charlo, Mel took the money and ran, huh? He lost all his belts, became a missing link, so to speak. Ain't nobody seen or heard from the guy, Mel Charlo. Where is he, huh? He ain't talking stuff no more. He kind of went somewhere and disappeared. After all that talk. But Jaime Munguia, on the other hand, have y'all seen Jaime since he fought Canelo? Well, let me show you Jaime since he fought Canelo. Just pay attention to your screens, because this is Jaime, huh? After cashing his check after fighting Canelo. Look at it, man. Let me tell you something. Jaime Munguia know how to throw a party, don't he? Hey, he got that check from Canelo. That boy jacking it up. You ever seen a Mexican get down like that? Look at him, man. Jaime Munguia is the man, huh? Woo! And you know what? He didn't sell out. He got the hat. He got the damn Wrangler jeans and the boots on. He jacking it up, bro. And he had the mariachi in the background. Did you see him? Man, I saw that. I was like, oh, hell no. I gotta save this. I gotta save this. Woo! Listen, Jaime Munguia. Listen, that's gonna be on my meme board now from now on. But I'm telling you, it's like when I saw that, I was like, look at this dude. Man. That boy was getting down, wasn't he? Hey. That boy was getting down. I just wish it was longer. I was like, man, he made me get into the music. I said, damn. I thought I was tripping a couple weeks ago when Devin came out with his little thing, man. I saw Jaime. I was like, I gotta put him on my board with Devin, cause you know Devin came out, man. Devin was up there like this, y'all. Devin was like. Man, let me tell you something, man. When these fighters are dancing better than they fight, I don't know if they should start a new damn TV show, Dance Fever, with these fighters or something. Cause I'm like, man, I'm tripping. We got Devin out here boogieing. We got Jaime Munguia out here. Man, I'm telling you. I don't know what to say. Leave it to me, right? To bring this stuff out here. But I told you, man. You see, everybody else be focusing on certain things. I'm like, Stormy looking to hit it from a different angle. Let me hit a little boogie woogie. And I tell you that. But it's hilarious, ain't it? It's fun, though. It's fun. But I'm like, Jaime was like, man, he went straight to that bank in Mexico. Man, do you know what his purse translates into in pesos? He'll live forever off of that money. That boy broke out the hat. He was he was out there, and the mariachis was in the background. Woo! Man, I ain't mad at him though. See, if Mel Charlo had kind of did something like that, we might respect him a little bit. But no, he did like them little raccoons. You ever seen that little raccoon on the meme? That is some cats eating out of a bowl on the porch, and it's a dude that does the voiceover. The raccoon was like, "Hey y'all, what's going on?" He comes over there and he sticks his hands in the cat food bowl. He was like, "What y'all got here? This is good." Then he takes a whole handful and he runs off. That was Mel Charlo when he got his purse from the Canelo fight. He took the money and ran. He didn't give a damn about belts. He didn't give a damn about you. He didn't give a damn about his brother. He didn't give a care about nobody. Nothing. Ain't nobody seen the dude. Huh? Is he still alive? Listen. He gone. But Jaime Munguia, he got the whole town boogieing with him out there. That party probably went on for 24 hours. Yeah. Yeah. You could always learn something from these guys. I'm telling you. Study up. Don't Stormy say that all the time? Study up. Man, I don't know what to say. But I can find some humor in everything. I'm telling you. I was looking at that. I was like, I got to put this on the air. I got to put this on the air so you guys can see this. I was just laughing too much on that, bro. But yeah, we're going to open it up, man. Let's open it up today. Let's hear what you guys got to say this Sunday morning, man. Let's hear what you got to say. I'm excited to kick it off. It tickled me to death, though, to see Jaime Munguia jacking it up, bro. That tickled me. I'm going to test the line and see, make sure it's working right. Yep, it's working. So you guys can call in. The line is open. Let's talk some boxing this Sunday morning. It tickled you guys too. I see all them laughing emojis out there. That boy was boogieing, wasn't he? I'm like, damn. I didn't know he could move like that, because in the ring, he definitely don't show that type of rhythm, do he? He don't show that type of rhythm when he's out there fighting. You know, on Friday, we had that fight with Alexis Rocha. And he was in a competitive match. But he was definitely favored in the match. Taking on Santiago Dominguez. Dominguez was from Mexico. But Rocha fought a different type of fight. You know, in his last fight, he fought a gentleman by the name of Frederick Lawson. But prior to that, he was stopped by Giovanni Santillan. And they were worried about him going in against Dominguez, who was a puncher. Dominguez entered that fight as an undefeated fighter. He was 27-0 with 20 KOs. But, you know, 32 years of age, out of Mexico. He wasn't much of a boxer, but definitely a heavy-handed guy. He pressed the action for most of the 10 rounds, but he dropped that decision to Rocha, who fought off the back foot primarily throughout the fight. And it was a unanimous decision loss. Rocha looked pretty good in there. He boxed. On most of the judges' scorecards, it was a wash. And I couldn't disagree. Yeah. I couldn't disagree. It was a good performance for he. They fought in Indio. What was that? Indio, California. It's a good win for him. A Golden Boy promotion, of course. That card was also on DAZN. Another one of those DAZN Golden Boy team ups. Yeah. Mind of Mansa Musa out there. I see you, bro. What's happening with it? He says, salute to the wise one, the sensei. Yeah. Yes, sir. But come on, fellas. The call-in line is open. Feel free to hit me up. Let's talk about it. And of course, everybody's still talking about Ennis versus Avanesian. Everybody now is like putting that heat back on. They want to see Ennis versus Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford got his hands full with this young man Madrimov, man. Ennis needs to fight someone like a Madrimov. He hasn't done that yet. Bud has fought tough guys in each of the 3 weight divisions that he's been successful in. And now he's getting ready to fight a tough one again in this weight division. I personally think the thing that Ennis should do is beat his contemporaries in that welterweight division. Beat a few of those guys. You don't have to fight them all, but fight 2 of them, at least 3, you know, so that people could say, yeah, you know, fight somebody else. It's always nice to take a young talent that's fresh, spry, looking great to the eye, and want to put him in with the veteran champs that have earned their stripes and who are now in the twilight of their career where they can make that change that they weren't making earlier because people didn't want to fight them. The wheel turns, you know, it's the same thing. Some guys can earn their way into a place and some guys have to wait on an opportunity. Yeah. I just wish he'd get a better wardrobe person because those rabbit fur outfits that he comes to the ring in, I don't know where these guys, their sense of fashion of today. I'm old school. I like the old traditional robe with a hood. You don't have to have a hood on it, but a robe with a hood or no hood, come out there, silk, black, white stripe, white, black stripe, gold and white, black and gold. You know, these guys be coming out there with Technicolor outfits, with skirts and everything. I'm like, man, what is this? What am I watching? No. Come on, man. Pick that phone up. Pick that phone up. PGH Big Dog, I see you out there. What's happening? Pick the phone up, man. Okay, we got 864 in the building. Who we got?
Mansa Musa online. What's up, Sensei?
What's happening, man? How you doing?
Man, everything good, brother. Everything good. Gonna chop it up with you for a little bit. If that's cool.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's great. I was waiting on somebody. You know, last week I didn't get not one person call in last week. Not one.
Dang, don't think they got
That was
That's
kind of,
power.
yeah. That kind of had me feeling a little touched that nobody wanted to call and talk to me last week, man.
Yeah. Every chance I get, if I'm on this thing, after I finish eating or get up or finish my stuff and I'm on here, if ain't nobody on here, I'm definitely going to call.
I'm like, man, what I have to do? Break out some free chicken or something, you know? Chicken or crab legs or something like that. Then here they come, huh?
I'm trying to tell you. They'll be fighting with each other to call in.
What's good with you, bro? How you feel this morning?
Man, I'm great my way, man. I rained a little bit, the sun out. I'm good, and I had a little breakfast in my body or whatever. You know, I'm up and I'm active. Everybody good my way, so
yeah,
I'm ready to chop it up with you, King.
Okay, that sounds good.
But yeah, I know you was getting on them outfits, man. Yeah, they be
man, come on. Dude, listen. Up in that thing, man. I thought we were done with that when Camacho went away. Remember Camacho used to come out with some weird outfits, bro? And he said his sister used to make them. You know, later in his career, he talked about it was his sister that made his outfits. But then I remember this one fight. I think it was Meldrick Taylor, and he was taking on, I think it was Terry Norris, and he came out there, and me and my boy from the gym was watching that fight on HBO that night. He comes into the ring with some damn leopard cheetah trunks or something, and we say, man, what is Meldrick wearing? Them damn Bam Bam trunks, you know, Bam Bam from the Flintstones.
I don't mind.
Go back and watch it. It's crazy. He comes out there with some damn Bam Bam trunks on, man. I'm like, no, bro, no.
Yeah, them hey, I don't know if it's the generational gap or what, or they just showing they're a little sweeter now, but especially my man, Tickle Me Elmo, Cobra.
Yeah. And the skirts, man, skirts.
They be making up one of them outfits, basically.
And I wish they would stop it with them skirts, man. Stop it. Just stop it, please. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to get that 100% man fist bump from me and you wearing skirts, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, man. The only one that brought the solid outfits back that we used to look forward to seeing was Deontay Wilder.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? Even he got a little eccentric with some stuff. Even my little thumbnail image of him that I use on my show, he got one of them long skirt things on. And I'm like, all right. I didn't see him wear it to the ring, but he wore it in the gym. And I'm like, come on, man.
Gothic with it, yeah.
You know, could you picture Sugar Ray Robinson wearing a skirt? Nope. Archie Moore, Ezra Charles? Nope. Joe Louis? Nope. Ali? Nope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they came already ready to fight. You know, they was just trying to get out there. But I guess a lot of people not trying to be showmen somewhat, but they get up in there and don't put on no show.
That's what I'm saying. They focusing on the wrong thing.
Stevenson.
Focusing on the wrong thing. You know what? This is why, and forgive me, I may sound extremely biased when I say this, but hey, so what? So be it. I'm old. That's my excuse. I'm old. But listen, if you wearing those stupid outfits, if you look like you need a haircut, if you ain't trimmed up, you know what? I hope you get knocked out. Huh? Because when you get knocked out, you're going to look real stupid laying on the canvas or those photos that the cameramen like to take when your face is being smashed, you know, the punch hit your face and you like, you make that ugly face expression. And
when everything come off.
Yeah. And hey, listen, has there ever really been a bad photo taken of Ali when he's been boxing? Nope. Huh?
I think the only one they could claim is when Joe Louis landed the left hook, but he was rolling with it and took it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I'm just saying, Ali was classy with his white trunks with the black trim, say Everlast on them. You know, Sugar Ray Robinson used to wear those, or the black ones. So did Archie Moore and those guys. Joe Louis used to like to wear the brown ones with the brown trim or the white with the brown trim or something. You know, Mike Tyson even wore solid black, you know, that kind of thing. And that always looked, you know, you boxing. You know, it's like, that's what we here to see your skills. You trying to make some kind of designer famous or something wearing these stupid outfits and then getting you the shit kicked out of you in the ring too.
Yeah. It'd be crazy to me, especially the ones to be doing the OnlyFans stuff. It's like y'all come here to promote some other stuff. You know, what we doing?
I keep saying, it's like, man, it's not the sport that I've been following most of my life. It's not. It's changed, man. And even now with you know, this latest stuff that has gone on with Ryan Garcia, how some of these guys are behaving and palling up with him and everything is so insulting, man. It's like, where is any integrity from these young folks of today?
Even with Shakur and what you call him online with him, I'm like, how could y'all even get this dude the time of day, man? But he was just calling y'all niggas and stuff the other day.
Exactly.
Y'all, he'll fight me. I was like, man, I ain't even got time for this dude, man. You don't even exist no more. It ain't even about the money. It's about integrity and respect now. And they have none.
They have none.
Bro.
You know, our civil rights leaders and the people who were groundbreaking and path trailblazers, they're rolling over in their graves, man.
Yeah.
If they were to know what these young cats are doing today. And I'm sorry. They're never going to get any respect or credibility for people who know better, like myself, yourself. You know, they're just not going to get it. And they can bitch, moan, and groan about it all they want to, but that's just going to be the way that it is. Because at some point, the parenting, the households that they came up in and everything, even the educational system that some of them left, because most of them don't have a full education. Yeah, I said it. It proves where somebody went wrong. And even if they did come up under where someone was teaching them better and they decided just to do the opposite, that's even worse.
Even worse.
So, yeah, I don't understand it. And all this enabling that we see, the enabling and the pandering, it's ridiculous. The old saying used to be, if a man doesn't stand for something, he'll fall for anything. Am I right?
Fall for anything. And it still stands true to this day. Right here in our face, man. And it's still, it don't baffle me no more. It's just worthy of just like saying this shit is true. Even coming from us when black people can't get together for nothing. Nothing. Right now, face still in 2024, we can't have each other's back for shit. And the ones that do got each other back, it's still the fruit of everybody. And it's like, we can't get on the same, and it's right here in our face. Oh, man, that dude ain't doing it. Oh, he's sick. Oh, he's crazy. Let that have been Devin. Man, please.
The double standards. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. The thing about that is when a person consciously makes the decision to go along, to get along, they're very dangerous because they will allow the enemy to take over you, to overtake you, to invade. You know, I was laughing a couple of months ago when they were talking about restarting the draft in this country, right? And I was saying, good luck with that, because most of these people, they're unfit for anything like that. And that doesn't even mean physically. We're talking about psychologically. This country has raised a generation and a half of entitled, psychologically entitled people. And that's harmful because there used to be a point of where you taught what to fight for liberty means.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the liberties that were fought for, people who had agendas, when they received the gift of certain liberties, they feel like they won, that there's no battle no more.
Yeah.
And the ethics of those liberties that they took for themselves, whether it be like I could dress like I want, I can dress up like a man, I can dress up like a woman, all of that kind of stuff, it took a foreground seat ahead of other things that were far more important.
Yeah.
And then once that settled into the fabric of the nation, now you have something that's topsy-turvy. Imagine trying to put some of these guys in the military now. How you can't even train them for combat.
Mm-hmm.
A guy with a full beard, bigger than you and me, muscular, taller, stronger possibly, but he want to wear a dress. How is that going to fit in your? How is that going to fit in your military, bro?
Mm-hmm.
And again, these women, they want to be in the military, right? Some of them want to try to show that they can do it like a man.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen to them if they're taken hostage?
She's gonna scream. Scream like Pete Songbird.
Not only that, you haven't even said the worst of it. Don't necessarily use the word because they come at us for using it, but it rhymes with grape. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They
don't think about that. They don't think about that. And I'm going to tell you, you can learn all the kung fu and martial arts and hand-to-hand combat, Taibo and all of that you want to. Do you know that China has like over, what is it, 1 million man army or something?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I forget the actual number.
Plus.
Yeah.
That's the number that they give out. That was years ago.
Yeah, they got far more than that.
Trying to tell you.
But see, infrastructure. This country forgot all about that word. Mm-hmm. Infrastructure means self-development, meaning to, build and take from within. This country hasn't done nothing but take from its citizens and give to the entitled, wealthy and everything. Mm-hmm. But the wealthy have been able to enjoy wealth for generations because they always had someone, working for them and things like that, right? But now we have an age of people who don't want to work at all. How about that? Mm-hmm. So it's going to collapse. It is collapsing right before our eyes.
Right before our eyes.
And it's unfortunate that it's going this way, but I can only say I'm kind of glad I'm in the age bracket I'm in, man, because I probably have more years behind me than I have ahead of me. But I've seen enough to know that, you know what? I can make the distinction that something stinks, huh? And I ain't pretending like I don't smell it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm like you. It's to the point where it's so evident, even with these shows getting put on with these fake attempts with the ear thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's all a movie, man. It's a charade, man. It's a charade, man, to get a reaction.
How about the movie for the past 4 years with the guy up there in a mask? A guy pretending to be somebody who they say he is, but he ain't. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
In other words, to take the words from what was my man Lincoln Osiris from Chocolate Thunder. I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude, huh? This is what he was doing up there. And now they saying he want to step down. He been stepped down. But tell us who that really been up there for all this time putting on the show. See, this is the thing people need to. Have you ever seen when the camera get up close to the guy and he like scratches his neck or whatever and the skin folds up like it's a mask?
Mm-hmm. skin mask himself.
Yeah. Have you ever seen when he's been standing up there and his eyes were very, very dark? They didn't. You couldn't even see the white of his eyes.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the shots of him from one side or the other, whether it's the left side or the right side, right along the jawline? Sometimes he has an earlobe that's detached from the jawbone, the jawline. Sometimes it's attached to the jawline. What is up with that? One day it's one way, another day it's another way. Bro, you can't fool me with this kind of foolishness.
You remember that old movie, Sensei? I know you remember. You're a guru to these movies. That movie, They Live.
Of course.
Bro, I've been had on these glasses for the years, and when the universe picks you, you can't take them off. I've been had them on for years, and when I became conscious and into the conscious community with Sarnetta, Sarah Sutton-Seti, Bobby Hammond, Dr. Clark, and all them, I'm one of those woke guys. I'm young, but I'm there. So what you saying, trust me, I don't know who get it out there in the audience, but I do.
Yeah, and listen, it ain't for everybody. It's not.
No, it ain't.
It's not for everybody. The thing about it is, it's just like a scripture in the Bible where Christ says, my sheep know my voice. See, there are people who can receive a message. They can hear the sound. Speaking on which, there was a movie in the late 70s that got released. It was co-written by James Coburn, Sterling Silliphant, and Bruce Lee. They had intended to make it a starring vehicle for Bruce Lee, but they couldn't get film studios to back it financially, because when they wanted to do it, like in around like 1968, 69, they couldn't get anybody to back it. But they were working on a film script called The Silent Flute. The movie ended up getting made. It starred David Carradine, ironically, that's a whole nother story. But the story of The Silent Flute was about a man who was a seeker. He was a seeker of knowledge, intelligence, wisdom, those kind of values. And it was centered around a martial arts theme type journey that he was on. But the whole point of the silent flute, do you know what it meant? It was a symbolic reference to being able to hear a sound that everybody can't hear. Okay. In other words, the more experienced in life you are, the more that you have gone through trials and overcome yourself, the more that your sensories awaken to what's up. And by the end of the film, the man who was the seeker, when he came across David Carradine played multiple characters in the film. That's what the role that Bruce Lee was supposed to play. The blind man was the original character and the main character that he was playing, but there were several other. There was a rhythm man, there was a monkey man, there was a leopard man, and there was one more. But the whole point of those different characterizations, they represented different trials to face, to go through hardships. But the blind man with the flute, who the seeker was following, and he would sometimes depart from him and then catch up to him again at another time. The blind man he carried this long staff that was a flute, and he used it as a weapon and everything, but he used it as a flute, and he would blow a tune. And when he blew the tune, the seeker could never hear what he was playing. He was like, "Oh man, what are you doing with that flute?" You know, he's like, it makes no sound. And the blind man never said anything to him about it, right? But later in the film, after he had overcome all the trials and everything, the seeker saw the blind man. He was sitting off in the distance, and he was playing the flute. And the seeker walked up to him, and he says, "I can hear your tune." You see? And David Carradine looked at him and smiled, and he handed him the flute. And then he started to play it. it's a beautiful philosophical thing, you see. And like I said,
Mm-hmm.
once again, Bruce Lee was attached to that project, and that was a lot of his personal ideas in that story. So we're talking about the philosophy of being on a path, a journey, your own individual journey,
Yeah.
but you go through trials and you're supposed to gain something from the trial,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's something to overcome or something about yourself that you overcome within you, that kind of thing. See, these people of the day, dude, they're so detached from this kind of thing. This is
It's
why they
over
could be
with.
taken. This is why they could be swept away.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking about, I got family members just so dead to knowing anything. I can't even be around them, man. Their energy so low.
Mm-hmm.
It's just living for the second. The day don't know nothing.
Yeah, it's
Can't
crazy.
farm, can't fish, don't know how to do nothing. All my kids, man, I teach them how to do the modern stuff. I mean the old day stuff, you know what I'm saying, to be more
Right.
modern with it. I
Right.
teach them how to fish, and I taught them how to plant, and I taught them how to pay attention to stuff. They know about guns because you watch the white people, they teach their kid about guns at an early age, but you have guns in the house, and the kids don't know nothing about it, and they end up shooting each other, playing with it,
Right.
or thinking it's a game. Teach your kids early these things so they will know and be prepared for life.
There you
Because
go.
what I'm showing you is basic. The world out here is more deadly than me. People think the world is modern. If you look around, these trees all around us. We just now built a modern world into the jungle. But you see deers running around, you see foxes, you see everything running around. We just built the modern world into the jungle. We still in the wild. So people fail to forget that.
Yep. Yep. And if you live in city areas and things like that, what happens is they put out laws that you can't grow certain things on your property and stuff like
Mhm.
that because they don't want you to be self-sufficient. They want you
Mhm.
dependent. They want you to have to go to the grocery stores that will soon close up. They will
Mhm.
want you to go to the gas stations to get, fuel and stuff like that, but they don't want you to know how to harvest energy and make something. You can build a electric conduit in your yard on your property.
Mhm.
They don't want people to be self-sufficient like that. They want followers. They want
Sheep, full
sheep.
dependent.
Yeah, it's you know what's interesting? We're having this conversation, but I had heard that this was going to happen when I was young. I was like maybe 10, 11 years old. I used to sit up and have conversations with my granddad.
Mhm.
And he would say things, and he'd say, "You just wait, Sonny, you gonna see." And
Mm.
The age I am now, I'm far removed from what he had said at that time, and time seemingly has gone fast. But really, if you look at the time that it has taken to erode the ethnic and virtue of man,
Mm.
it has been a short time. Because
Yeah.
just like anything else in life, man likes pleasure, but he doesn't know how to abstain from personal pleasure to have something edifying, having something to cultivate and develop. He would rather have it easy. It's just
Yeah.
like you got young people out here, they think they should just be handed something, right? Instead of
Yeah.
working for it. But you can teach them to work for it, but they have to want to work for it. And think that the world owes them a living, owes them this
Yeah.
or that. It's like, but that's not necessarily the case. There are those who have been privileged, but even they will run into their own problems because that's not the way of the world. It's just an experience within the world. You know?
And see, I got some younger cousins and stuff, They just think the power poles will turn on, water poles will run. They supposed to have money to get this and that. They don't have no clue of nothing. And I sit and talk to them and try to explain some stuff, and they're like, how is that even possible? And I look at their mom and daddy, and I just shake my head because they don't know nothing. And I'm like, it's just the dead just falling the dead, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. And from what you saying, if something happened, they wouldn't know what to do. They would not know nothing. Somebody scared to go outside and get dirt on them. They got to have a phone in their hand. They're like, oh, no, it's hot out here. Oh, it's bugs out here. I'm like, y'all boys. But the thing about it is, like you said, the women want to join the military. They baby sister, she'll go outside with chalk, go outside with no shoes on. It's the boys. And I'm like, what's going on here?
I know, man.
It's crazy.
You know, we used to go out and play. Sometimes the parents tell you, go outside and play. Don't come back till I call you. You know, or at such and such time, you better be right here in this yard or on this porch or whatever. You know, they tell you. But we go out and make up games to play and stuff. It's just like, you know, these kids of the day ruined by the internet, video games, porn, because they can have access to all of that stuff. You know? And it's a shame because a lot of other nations don't have that like that. It's not that accessible. It's like their kids and their children are more protected and brought up differently. That's why people can look at the U.S. from the outside looking in and mock them and ridicule because they have different sets of values. Do you know why you see so many? Do you know why you see so many Eastern European athletes in various sports, boxing, a lot of basketball is coming into the Major League Baseball slowly, but one thing with basketball, boxing, and certain other sports, you see that soccer is because people who were hungry, people who had a sense of, you know, strong home-based value and things like that, but they venture out because there's an opportunity for them to gain economically in that way through athletic competition. They do that. They participate now more. And they're surpassing a lot of the Western, which is basically U.S. athletes and everything, because the desire is stronger and has more of a stronger foundation. It's almost like they're surpassing because you got somebody who's the fat cat and they are the hungry rat that's running past the fat cat.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to piggyback off of. See, that's the thing over here. We not got so used to being taken care of and fat and funky and everything handed to us, but we yet forget across seas, they still sleep on dirt floors, no electricity. They willing to work for it, fight for it, claw for it, scratch for it, and like you say, get into multiple organizations for whether it's football, basketball, baseball, soccer to make it happen, and wonder why we starting to can't keep up now.
Why do you think that the Ukrainian and Russia conflict is still going on like it is? Because there's a certain group of people who have enough resolve to fight back. They're not rolling over and showing their belly. And I'm not saying that I'm supporting either side or anything, but it's an observation of when people who got their back against the wall, you know, this is what they do. They hunker down. That's why I say
with a little bit of nut, they still willing to fight.
This place here, it's very scary, man, because I'm gonna tell you, conflict starts here. There was a time when this nation, regardless of race, it would band together for the proper causes. That doesn't happen anymore. That's gone. So what's scary is now that if there's crisis, it's every man for himself.
Exactly.
And you're domestically neighbors. Think about that for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the historical point of the 60s, the protests against the Vietnam War and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
The college campus where students were being shot and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They band together, black, white, Asian, whoever. People came together. The civil rights movement, people came together. One thing that's not promoted very much or whatever, that there were a lot of whites who participated in the civil rights movement and saw that there were injustices and wanted to see things to be leveled out. Some of them lost their lives too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really taught like that. It's not, because they want to keep the mindset towards separation. But you can't get ahead by making or victimizing certain classes of your people domestically. And then you're consistently allowing other people to migrate into the country.
Yeah.
And you give them privileges that you don't even afford the luxury to your own citizens. Dude, where do they do that at? You're going to bring some hungry people from the outside into your household to feed them, but you're going to stop feeding your own children.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's conflict of interest, etc. And it brings a whole lot of tension, man.
Yeah.
Like you said, from your days to what you was told to now, it's here. It's, I want to say, on the airways, it's damn near over, man, if it ain't already over. You know, if you can't get right with yourself and where you're going after this round, it's really no hope. And I mean, I don't hate to say this. I wish I knew what I knew earlier. I would have never made kids, man.
You know,
The way it's going down, the way it is man. Listen, that's why I can say now that I know what I know, I prepare them for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because I know a lot of my kids, I teach them about everything that I can teach them about and prepare them. Because it'll be a wrap at any time. It can be a wrap at any time.
Look here, brother. I said, like,
the Bible, rumors of wars, government's going against governments, mother against father, father against all that is going on right now as we speaking on this phone.
Yep.
People think it's many wars going on right now in all fronts.
Yep.
And people think that we was just slaves. No, we wasn't slaves. We was prisoners of war. Slavery was just the name of it.
Yeah.
We're not ex-slaves. We are ex-prisoners of war, bro. We're still POWs over here. We don't know our name. You can't leave out this country without permission. We locked back. Like, man. Oh, man.
Yep. Absolutely.
But some people walk around like they ain't on the prison yard, though. They just, hey. Nothing going on here. Until they hear a long room, what's going on? Oh, some prisoners got shanked over here. Oh my God. Yeah, it's like they just lollygagging like easier walking down the street till they see Smokey shitting on the side of the building. Then they want to holler and tell everybody then. It's too late. We've been seeing this. For the ones that's like us that's paying attention and really know what's going on behind the scenes and getting taught what to look for before the scene even start rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Just like boxing. For those that know what's going on and can see the play and know the plays and been here before to actually see it go on to now, ain't nothing changed. It's the same old rap sheet with the same old people doing the same thing and the same niggas doing the same shit and the same people sticking together. It's like, damn, what have we learned? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
And what's worse is that those who are aware and have a full understanding like yourself is few and far between as far as where you can garner enough support to make a difference, because they've done a masterful job at separating and dividing. Ignorance is on the rise. And when I say ignorance, you know, there's several ways that people use that word now, but what it really means is lack of knowledge. And that's the most prevalent way that it has affected our society, because people lack. They lack in so many areas, at so many fronts. When I come on the air, I'm always hoping to put out some quality content. But what is disturbing is that you have people who will listen, but they won't support. You have people who will ridicule to be a distraction. It's almost like you're fighting battles at every waking turn, but except for to get across that threshold of where you're trying to go. It's amazing how that works. And I'm speaking from a small vantage point, but it's the way of society. It's really bad. I was talking with one of the brothers from the community, and we were expressing about, like, when you go out to dinner, right? And you see people out to dinner, whether it's a family, whether it's a couple, everybody's on their mobile device, but you're sitting there together. But you're not really together, are you? If you're all dialed into those devices. You can't put that down for 45 minutes to an hour and just look the person that you're with in the eye and hold a conversation.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. That's one of my pet peeves when my kids come eat with me or chill, turn them phones off, let's spend a little time together, then y'all can get back on it. Because it ain't that serious, you ain't missing shit. Put it down. Because if not, they'll be eating, they ain't even paying attention, but they know what's on that phone, though. It's like, come on, what we doing?
Yeah.
And, you know, used to be back in the day, you can remember people's numbers and remember this, that, and the third. Without that phone, they just dumb. They don't remember nothing.
Dude, I swear I was having that conversation with someone about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. And we were talking about how, remember, they used to have a little black book. And you put all your important numbers in that black book. But what was interesting is you almost memorized all those numbers. You might not have had them all memorized, but you had a majority of them, or the ones that you used the most, you still knew them. And the book was to store when you got more and everything. But you have a book, and let's just say you had space in your mind to have memorized 30 phone numbers. And it could be more. I'm just throwing the number out. But now think about how many phone numbers you actually have memorized, as opposed to when you flip open that device and you hit that button with the person's name.
I would say some people can't even remember one or two.
And you see, like, literally, technology is not necessarily helping. You see, they got these cars now that are like park for you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, check this out. How many people do you know didn't pass their driving exam the very first time they took it? I was one. And it's so goofy how I messed up on my first driving test. You know what I did wrong? Didn't even get pulled out of the DMV facility. Well, we pulled up to a stop sign, and I put the front of the car over the thick white line. He told me, keep going, go around here, go around. And we went back to the terminal. I was like, damn. I said, what did I do wrong? He's like, you remember that stop sign back there? He said, you crossed it. Now, I didn't cross it with the front tires, but the front of the car, the nose of the car, went over the line. Not even all the way, just enough that it broke the line. And that was my first time taking the test, and I failed. I passed it on my second time, but I didn't even get out of the facility, bro.
Hey.
And I'm not ashamed to tell the story because I'm not the only one. But the point of it is this. These cars of today that can self-park for you and everything, what responsibility is on the person operating the motor vehicle if the motor vehicle is going to do everything for you? What responsibility do you take? And machines are known to fail. People are known to fail. But if you penalize people for failing more, because remember, the police don't even write tickets hardly anymore at all, anything, right? So it's like they just you could run a light, and the cop, if he owns something else, he'll let you do it. Accountability still comes back to that, bro.
And see, that's the thing. Like now, you can't even get the driving experience. You got to take a test now. You got to read a book and take a test. And if you pass the test, you get your permits. And I'm like, how is that even possible to read a book or study for it, then go to the DMV to get on a computer and memorize the answers and take a test when you supposed to get out, and then they give you your permits? I just done it with one of my sons. They give you your permits. You read a book. I helped him study. His sister helped him study. Went up there, took the test. They gave me permits. I'm like, we got to let you drive. We got to give you the experience. Open parking lot and all that, that's what I did with him. But it's like, dude, when I had to go, we literally had to go up there and sign up, wait, take those tests out there, walk, parallel park back in and all that. Now they give y'all a book and a test. There's no experience. They're setting y'all up for failure.
Yep. How to turn the wheels toward the curb when you're on an incline or a decline road. Which way should the wheels be turned? Things like that. It's like you have to have the experience, be in the midst of something to know what to do. And just by talking through a test or whatever. I remember this was many years ago. I had got a ticket, and I chose to go for the class instead of having it go on my record. So I'm sitting in there with a few other people, and there was a guy who was a truck driver, and he had an experience of an auto crash, and he was talking about how they tell the truck drivers when someone cuts you off on the road and you feel like you're going to hit them or whatever, to plow right over them just to take them out. And they were like, damn, that's kind of mean or whatever. He said, no, not really. He said, because think about it like this. You got a big rig and the person is out there being reckless. They're getting ready to cause something where it can not only injure you, but themselves or whatever. But lastly, if there happens to be collision, if that person who caused this is injured in any kind of way, they're going to go and try to sue with the insurance companies, right? And they're going to try to get money out of the situation and this and that, even for their negligence.
Mm-hmm.
And then hospital bills. For someone who's injured a certain kind of way, hospital bills can be an ongoing thing. You know, a person might end up paralyzed or whatever. It's like, you know, those stories, they mount. But if you take them out, you pay one price for a funeral.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it seems vulgar. It seems wrong. But it's not.
Sure it's not. But see, the world today has gotten so soft. It's like you tell people some real worldly, manly stuff. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. It's like, what? You know, it's like what? It's like we were saying about the gender thing about men and women. I don't get in people's business. You know, it used to be you see a woman in distress, you can go help the woman, beat up the man or pull the man off of her or break him up. Now, you go jump on that man, that woman go hit you.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell? Or you go get in somebody's business and get shot. It's like now I don't get into nothing. I don't bother nobody. I see it, I don't see it. If police or something got to be called, I'm not a witness. I don't say nothing because this is a true story. About a few months ago, I'm at the store, to be exact, Walmart. It's a dude and a woman get into it. It's about 4 or 5 people out there. The police come. It's some people out there telling, yeah, man, I see this, that, and the third. It's a black guy out there. It's like 4 or 5 white people. It's a black guy out there. The black guy was like, yeah, I seen it when it started, this, that, and the third. Don't you know the police end up taking him to jail because he didn't want to finish? He was like, you know what, I'm just not going to say nothing else. And the police was like, nah, you already said this, said that. So you had to say, they end up locking him up because he didn't want to finish the story because the police was talking about he smelled like weed and this, that, and the third. I'm like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
I don't say nothing. I don't get involved with nothing. It ain't my business. I keep it moving. Yeah. So the man that jumped on the woman didn't go to jail. But the brother, out of everybody, ended up going to handcuffs. Come on, man. Come on. Devin and Ryan. Everybody's on Ryan's side, but Devin is still the one getting kicked in the behind.
Yep.
It's like, come on, man. Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, my goodness. It's crazy. It is crazy. You know, oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Welcome to what we live in. And then I think it was Schofield's dad.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
That dude, man. I watched BFTV programming and said, then I watched it again just without all that. I'm like, what the hell? Dude, not only are you putting the target on your son's back, you just completely wrong.
Yeah. I don't, you know what? My thing is now with when these individuals reveal themselves to be what they are and everything, mm-hmm. I just pull away now. I just pull away. You know, it's like once that curtain's been pulled back and I can see what's happening on the stage, I'm like, okay, mm-hmm. This is not the show I want to be at, you know, and I quietly exit. But yeah, it's bad.
Apologists, man. That was just crazy. I wouldn't have. It'd be us, man. It'd be us. I can understand the Canelo protectors, the Lomachenko protectors, the these and that protectors, but us, out of 1 million, it'd be 10 of us standing up for us.
Right.
And then you wonder why everybody else laugh at us joke with it, and I remember somebody saying this a while back. You go to these different places in the Bronx, or I can just imagine Chicago. You got the little China places, the little Jewish places, the little white areas, the little Mexican areas. No area you go to unless it's the most vile, dangerous, obnoxious, and stupid areas called the hood, where we don't have shit but that. But it's still not ours as a whole, because all the food stores, all the restaurants, all the gas stations are still foreigners.
Yeah.
So we don't have shit.
How about this? They come out there and open up all those businesses in your neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
But y'all can't go open businesses in their neighborhood.
Better not. You won't get no business, or they might set it on fire. Best believe they're going to send everybody out there to look for every penal code, anything. Shit. Show you just who you are. I don't give a damn if you got a PhD. They even showed Obama he was still a nigga. You seen the video where the people wouldn't even shake, where they wouldn't even shake his hand?
Yep.
There's a video out there where they wouldn't even shake his hand, bro.
Yep.
And then you had I can't think of her name, but Beyonce sung one of her songs, At Last, My Love Has Come Along. She got mad and said, "Oh, big head ear ain't even my president." I own, bro. He ain't my president, no big ass ears, because he didn't let her sing the song, but let Beyonce sing it. It be our people so willing to just down and talk about our people. Even with the P. Diddy and R. Kelly situation, we gonna handle that in-house. I'm tired of us giving all the information out and let people shit on our people, and we so openly let people shit on them, and we just down them too. Charlie Sheen's still in acting. He was giving people AIDS. You don't see him bombing Epstein every day. Trump said, grab him by the pussy. Oh, this is locker room talk. Let Obama would have said that. Let Devin would have done that. Let Obama would have said that. Let Devin would have said that. Let Obama. Come on, brother, what we doing? It's like we so programmed to shit on our own and help everybody else out, but they show us that they willing to forget theirs and deal with theirs in-house and let theirs off the hook. But we want to hold us on our hook forever. Niggas. Goddamn niggas, man. Niggers.
Yeah.
Standing on the porch looking at me and you in the field. Be like, hey, brother, hey, man, you can't get us no water up in there. Y'all niggas better work, man. Y'all better work. Don't turn around, man. Keep working, man. Y'all know what this is. And you stand up there, mouth dripping from watermelon and juice, and you don't even want to give us no little bit of water. I'm going to tell on y'all. Like, damn, bro, most of them gone. Just look out. Niggas.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, let me ask you about what's been in the news lately with Vasyl Lomachenko, the man who would avoid competition at the apex of the lightweight division. What do you think about what has come out regarding his thoughts now? You've heard that the negotiations have broken down between his camp and the Tank Davis camp.
Me, personally, I think it's not only a slap but a spit in Tank's face to say, boy, I can still do what I do. You hear what I said? Boy.
Yep.
Yeah, you got all this power. Yeah, you got all this agenda, but guess what, boy? I can still do what I want to do. I can still go fight this person, Shakur. I can still go fight this person and still do something that ain't nothing going to be said about it. But let Tank would have turned away from the negotiations. They'd have been down his throat. But yeah, I think he ducking. Yeah, I think it's a spit in the face. And yeah, I think it's a slap in the face to almost correct Tank and put him in his face and say, to put him in his place and say, boy, you can't have it your way.
Now, let me ask you this. I got a video coming out tomorrow morning about this. 8 o'clock Central. Check it out. But let me ask you this. If it has been okay to want to go after Tank, because he did. For almost 5-6 years. He was looking at, talking about having that tank. What do you think may have been the thing that has dissuaded him? I'm just asking.
I would say, me personally, my thoughts of what I see, I would say the momentum, age, and just the engagement now of what it could possibly be, a knockout, a beatdown, or he knows that it's something that he sees now that he didn't see, and still the correction of, nigga, I can still duck you and still make money. What? Like, okay, and I'll go fight Matthew Hughes next. What you gonna do about it? I can go fight Navarrete or the other Ukrainian dude. What can you do about it? Yeah, I know if I fight you, you'll knock me out. Yeah, I know I ain't as fast as I used to be. It's like I don't have to, because that's the way the sanction body's got it set up. That's the way boxing is now. Nobody's going to press the issue. Nobody's going to care about it. Nobody's going to really care about it but us. Everybody else, oh, man, they ain't got to fight him. And, this, that, and the third. And Tank, blah, 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 blah. Tank should have been fought him. They're going to blame it on Tank. They're going to blame it on Mayweather. Nothing on Lomachenko. Only us going to hold him accountable. And he's going to be out here fighting the who of knows who of Whoville. And it's still, oh, man, it's the Matrix. And it's going to be nothing.
I'm going to tell you something. Just put this in your pipe and take a few puffs.
Mm-hmm.
Tank a southpaw. Vasil's a southpaw.
Mm-hmm.
Shakur's a southpaw.
Mm-hmm.
Devin is orthodox, but Devin's no longer in that division. Navarrete is orthodox. I personally believe when Tank knocked out Frank Martin, the way he knocked him out, the Lomachenko path toward Tank went off-road. Because Frank was not a bad fighter at all.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have the type of experience that could bring Tank more trouble to take him into deeper waters. He went about as good as he could go, but let's just put him in the ring with Vasil Lomachenko. Lomachenko had trouble with Jermaine, what's his name? Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
He had trouble with him. Frank would have given him trouble too. But Tank set traps for Martin like a real wily veteran. And I'm not stroking the ego here. I'm just speaking frankly what happened. Lomachenko's people and Lomachenko probably primarily were like, uh-oh. Because as an aging guy, he's 37 now, maybe going on 38.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do a lot of what he used to do athletically, and he gets touched a lot more now than he did earlier in his career. And to get touched by Tank is different from getting touched by Devin or even Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
So
different type of power.
They folded that tent when they thought about it, because they still want this guy to become undisputed before he retires. And the one way he can do that is if he has to face one challenge for a possible unification opportunity toward undisputed, then to have to go through a series of guys. He will not fight Shakur Stevenson. He will not fight Tank Davis, Navarrete. He's not gonna fight all those guys to become undisputed. You know what I'm saying? The road to his career doesn't have that many lights on it. You know what I mean? Now you got Raymond Morataya out there and Dennis Berenchek. He'd be better off facing those two than Shakur and Gervonta. So the way I see it, they're going to see if they can get those guys to face each other.
I agree.
And whether they throw a lot of money behind it. And Shakur has already shown himself to be somewhat of a Tom. So he might be allowing himself to be used a certain kind of way. And Gervonta has disconnected himself from Floyd. So everybody knows that Floyd is a hater. And Floyd will work double time to try to get Gervonta beat. He will line himself with the worst of the wolves in the forest just so he can relish seeing something happen like that. So, you know, this is a real shitty sport. And there's another reason that Morataya got that victory over Tevin Farmer. Do you know what that is? Tevin Farmer is another good boxing southpaw.
Yeah. It was an okay fight, though.
It was an okay fight, but Morataya really didn't.
Getting touched up too much, though.
Morataya really didn't beat him. He really didn't. It's been a couple of weeks in a row that they've been doing this to the good boxers in the sport. That if you're not really scoring and beating the guys, you can have great defense and everything, and the guy not hitting you clean and everything, but they're not scoring that. They're just giving the guy who's throwing punches credit for stuff that even if it's not landed. And that's unfair. Because what happened to O'Shaquie Foster was horrible. That was horrible what they did to O'Shaquie.
That was crazy.
But I'm saying these things to say, like, think about it. If you had Gervonta, Shakur, and Tevin Farmer, dude, that's a hell of a trio to have to go through to become undisputed. Think about that. See, nobody's really thinking about these things.
Yeah, that's a gauntlet right there. Damn.
And they're all southpaw.
You remember Bird and Heavyweight used to be the only southpaw? And that was one of his tricks of beating everybody. Now these southpaws is coming out of everywhere now.
Well, what it is they're not coming out of everywhere. What happens is usually what the consensus was that trainers, when they get you in the gym at a young age, they would turn you around.
Okay.
They would turn you around to orthodox. Even if that wasn't where you were comfortable, they would have you fight orthodox. And the number one reason for that was as you go on through the sport and get closer to prominence of competing and things like that on various levels, people didn't want to face southpaws. There was southpaws had a black label. And that's why a lot of guys, even if they had strong left hands, they'd be turned around where their left hand was the jab hand. Oscar De La Hoya was turned around. That's why his left hook was so strong, because he was, really a southpaw. But they turned him around. And, Michael Moore, various guys, when you have old school trainers, this is what they would do. Trainers of today kind of just let you do what you do. And I don't like that either. I'm not saying that they should be turning these guys around, but I don't like the fact that they let guys do what they want to do. That is kind of, it defeats the purpose of having a mentor. See, if I'm giving you sound instruction, direction, education, and you can put it to the litmus test and find out that it's efficient, it works for you, then we begin a process of being able to build upon that. If I'm giving you that and you don't want to incorporate it, you don't want to try it, you don't want to see if the proof is in that pudding, then we have no working relationship. And there's a number of these guys today that don't listen. One thing I do give Tank Davis, he listens to his corner. Shakur Stevenson has shown us he doesn't.
Yeah, he'll argue. Same with Coach James. I don't know why none of these guys won't listen to him. From fucking Charlo to Martin, like, come on, man.
Well, Derrick James, let me say this about Derrick James, and it's funny because I was hesitant to give him credit early on. And I did something that I don't usually do. I kind of went against that and started giving him some credit for the success, because he had success with Charlo, Martin, and what's the other guy? Spence. But all of that seems to change when he accepted Anthony Joshua in his camp and graces and Ryan Garcia. And when he did that, both guys, I resented that totally. I was like, dude, you got something really good going on with these three men you've got. Focus on that. Leave these other guys, because these other guys got issues. People think that Joshua is good now. He's not. He's still the same dude. He's beat up on a couple of guys that he was supposed to beat up on. He's getting ready to fight a guy that's going to fight his ass back.
I'm trying to tell you.
And
I'm all in for the Bulls.
That's going to be a different situation, and people are going to find that out. And even if he does happen to prevail over Dubois, what that is meaning is that Dubois may still need more work, but he is a quick study. He's advanced so much from when he lost to Joe Joyce that when he lost to Usyk and come right back from that, he's showing me what a fighter should be. A guy who you can lose but come back and correct things and get better. That's what Dubois has shown me. Joshua has shown me that when he loses, when things aren't going his way, he has a hissy fit. Do you remember when he lost to Usyk that second time? And he threw the belts out the ring and all of that. What the hell was that?
He tried to fight an old referee, yeah.
And then the first time he lost, remember he cried at the press conference? That's very telling, bro.
Get in the boxing.
Yeah, that's very telling. See,
I was getting into it the other day with some of my cousins about the Bulls because they Joshua fans, and I told them, I say, if the Bulls get any type of comfortable in this fight, it's a wrap. Any type of comfortable.
Yeah.
They're like, what you mean? I say, let the Bulls start landing anything. And if he can take any piece of what Joshua got or not get hit by it early, I say let the Bulls get any type of comfortable watch the fight turn out.
Let me share something with you about Dubois that nobody is thinking about. When he lost to Andy Ruiz Jr., Joshua, he got rocked. And he didn't deal with that well, getting hit solid, getting hit fast, combination punches. Dubois, when he was fighting Joe Joyce, who has a stiff jab, a big, strong jab. Joe Joyce don't have that one-punch knockout power that you would think a big man like him would have, but he's strong and he's heavy-handed.
Very heavy-handed.
But Joe Joyce never knocked Dubois down. He took a knee.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he took a knee, yeah.
He never knocked him down.
Yeah.
Usyk never knocked him down. He took a knee, but he never knocked him down. Hrgovic, who landed every right hand he could throw, never knocked him down, and he walked through it. And Hrgovic can punch.
Yeah.
If Joshua hits him and can't put him down, uh-oh. We've seen Joshua go down. There is something strangely familiar about this fight. When I did a live a few weeks ago, I talked about this fight between Joshua and Dubois. It reminds me of when Frank Bruno and Lennox Lewis fought years ago. The circumstances are almost eerily the same. You have a guy who was awarded a heavyweight title because the other one was because the other champion vacated. You got a guy who's a staunchly supported GB guy, a Great Britain guy. You got one guy that's a little older than the other, and you got one guy that can punch, and the other guy can punch too, but maybe not as noted a puncher. These are similar elements. Now let me show you the contradictions of the similarities. Dubois has been awarded the belt in this instance, the IBF. Before, it was Lennox Lewis who was awarded the WBC that Riddick Bowe threw in the garbage. In the Lennox and Frank Bruno situation, Bruno was the older guy. Lennox was younger. Lennox was 27 or 28. Bruno was like 32 or 33. Bruno was the UK darling. He even wore True Brit on his trunks. Lennox was not the well-loved Brit, but he was British, even though he had fought in Canada and Jamaica and, everything. So they didn't call him the True Brit like they did Frank Bruno. In the AJ Dubois situation, Dubois has been awarded the belt. He's the younger guy in this. He's 25 years old. Joshua's now 33. People forget. He's 33. Joshua is the UK darling. He really is. Everybody in the UK loves Joshua. And though Dubois is from the UK, he's not as well loved as AJ. So Dubois is the puncher in this fight more than AJ is. He put AJ down in training several times. So there is something here that is eerily similar to the situation when Lennox and Bruno fought years ago. And it's like history is almost repeating itself. And I did a live stream on this when this fight was announced. I did the live stream on it. You can go back and watch it. It's a Stormybman Raps where I talked about this, the whole show. That's what I talked about. And I broke that down. Now, this is very interesting because the winner of this fight, if history is going to repeat itself, it should be Dubois. Not because he's the younger guy and is awarded the championship like Lennox was, but because the true Brit, UK loved guy, Bruno and AJ, were never quite as good as the people wanted them to be.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
It is amazing how this is happening. And they're doing the same thing right now. They're talking about, yeah, Dubois is good, but, AJ is, but AJ feasted on a couple of guys that he was supposed to beat.
And the MMA fighter your last
That's
fight.
what I'm saying. That he was supposed to beat those two guys, Valin and Ngannou. What do you think? What do you think Dubois would have did to Ngannou? Same thing. So
crazy.
as we go through with this, it's going to be an amazing thing to watch. And I'm advising anybody to watch this fight because you're going to see something. And even if AJ wins, it's not going to be a cakewalk. And whomever wins this fight will be in a great position for a possible another belt, because I don't know that after Usyk fights Fury a second time that either of those guys are going to stick around in the division.
Mm-hmm.
But I do kind of lean on Dubois being the future of the division from what I've seen, what I've been able to assess with everybody else. And his trainer, Don Charles, is a heck of a guy.
Mm-hmm.
He used to train David Chisora, and David Chisora is the one that helped him get on the map, because he trained him to go up to fight Klitschko and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But Charles has done a great job with Dubois since his first loss to Joe Joyce.
Mm-hmm.
He's helped turn his career around tremendously. I got
a couple questions for you. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I just like when guys are vulnerable, but they can overcome and come back.
Yeah.
I don't like these guys who be fighting certain fights and they looking better than they really are. You know what I mean? It's like, do you notice that it was Deontay Wilder who originally was talking about having a fight against Ngannou? But he wasn't thinking about fighting Ngannou like, oh, he's a heavyweight contender that I want to fight. He was thinking of it more being an event, because Ngannou was an MMA guy and he'd come over to the sport. They can make some money, possibly have the fight in Africa. And as soon as Deontay openly said something about that, then those other guys jumped on that. Fury.
Yeah, that was just some crap stuff.
Yeah.
Fury took it.
Yeah, Fury, and then AJ.
Come to pick up the juice scraps.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, he lost to Fury, a decision, and some people say, well, they felt that Fury lost to him. Fury didn't lose to him. It was nice that he went the distance with Fury. It was even stupid when Fury got in the way of his punch and got dropped, but it was a flash knockdown. Fury got up. He wasn't hurt like he was hurt against Usyk, was he?
Hell no.
Exactly. So what I'm trying to say, and then though Ngannou lost, here's AJ fighting him. But Deontay lost to Joseph Parker, but AJ didn't take the fight with Deontay. Why not? Why not? He lost too. He lost too. You could take that. He would have made more money fighting Deontay than he made fighting Ngannou.
And got him all the way out the way. You wouldn't have to worry about him no more, supposedly.
See, this is how you know that this is BS, what's going on. But that's all I wanted to point out. You were about to ask me some questions. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. With me, Sensei, at the 135 division, it's just me personally. I know you're gonna get on me. I know you're gonna break it down. I know you're gonna snap it. I see one guy that nobody's talking about. This guy has power. This guy is quick. This guy comes forward. This guy really don't backs up. This guy has skills. He's cat-like reflexes, almost like Rigondeaux. I see if Tank fight this guy, me personally, this is me personally, Sensei. I see if Tank fight this guy, I see this guy potentially stopping Tank or knocking him out. I don't see Tank knocking this guy out. And this guy I'm talking about is De Los Santos.
Well, I will disagree with that simply because he will not take risks. See, he had a chance against Shakur, and he didn't take the risks. He stood back, and Shakur definitely wasn't going to overextend and engage himself with this guy. If he tries to overextend himself with Tank, he gets knocked out because Tank knows how to set traps. I'm always leery of guys who can punch, but you can't motivate them to go out there and do what needs to be done. And he showed that against Shakur, and I didn't like that at all. De Los Santos. That's the only thing. Talent-wise, as far as him being able to crack, yes, sir, he can crack. You know, but as far as him, you know, doing, like, let's just say if it's not a name guy, if it's just one of the perennial contenders or something, he's going to look good. But he's not going to look good against a guy that he has to go get.
Okay.
It's something about these guys who don't take a chance. See, I'm going to tell you something that's interesting about Tank, and this is not a Tank love fest by any means. I don't like him as a person, but I have to give him credit for his abilities in the ring. Tank can box, but nobody's really made him box. He had to box against Pitbull when he hurt his hand. And, you know, he boxed, and he boxed well, and he made it look easy, right? But if he got to go get you, he will. How many guys in the division presently can do that? They can box, but if they got to go get you, they will. How many?
I've seen none. I've seen a lot of them fight off the back foot or just try to box, but nobody that just has that strategy to walk you down and come get you.
Now, if De Los Santos had that gumption in him, you can kind of classify him that way, but he doesn't. He didn't do it against Shakur, so why should he do it against anybody else that's good? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's my only hiccup about him in the road. You know, I played it in and out. I don't know if it was the stage, the court, or what, but it happened. And I've tried to nail it against the wall to see the Tank version, and now what you're saying, it makes sense. But I think, this is me again, and I know you're going to crack me across the head, but I think by it being Tank, and Tank probably forcing the issue with him, that is going to make him react more than Shakur trying to go find him. Because, because Tank go either way. Tank can fight off the back foot if De Los Santos is pressing, or he can press De Los Santos, and De Los Santos could possibly fight off the back foot with his cat-like reflexes. So that's the toss-up for me in that fight. And I just see what De Los Santos has brought to the table in his previous fights that he could possibly get the job done.
No. See, this is the thing. Tank will set traps for this guy. When Tank knocked out Frank Martin, two things took place going into the round where Martin got stopped. One was Derrick James telling him, stay off the ropes. Keep the fight in the center of the ring. The second thing was Tank had thrown certain types of stutter step feints and fainting shots at Frank on several occasions to get a reaction out of him. One time he did it, he laughed because of the reaction that Frank gave. You remember the press conference incident where he made Frank flinch at the press conference? he did it in the fight as well. That's when a fighter like Tank, with the type of experience he has as a fighter in the ring, he may not be nothing in the street, right? Because we're not, and I don't want people to mix the two, because when you're talking about fighters in the ring, this is what the focus is, not on the streets. But in the ring, Tank has learned how to survey his opposition. So when he gave Frank these certain looks, and Frank reacted a certain kind of way, he took a picture of it. Now, when he started seeing that Frank was going back against those ropes again, he damn near caught him in what I call the triangle, and he put him in a situation where he was vulnerable. When he hit him with the 3 shots that knocked him out, Frank's hands wasn't even up to protect himself. How the hell does that happen and you're near the ropes and your coach told you to stay in the center of the ring, but you didn't, and now you're totally vulnerable to one of the hardest punching guys in the division? It don't make no sense at all. You heard me speak earlier in our conversation about guys who don't listen to their corner. And if you're not going to listen to your corner, you might as well come to the ring by yourself. Pour your own water, wipe your own self off, work on your own damn cuts, because you ain't paying attention to these people who've been brought along to assist you. You see?
It's like the trust breakdown, like you say, when Ryan and AJ came. It's like the trust factor and that mystique just evaporated.
Well, it's been part of this era of fighters and trainers. Yeah, it's the same that we're seeing, but that era is actually lifting now. You're seeing some of the guys are going to be going away, thank God, and there's another crop coming along who kind of want it, who want to compete, who are competitive themselves, and they're being schooled very well. It's nice, because I had said that this transition was going to take place, and it's finally starting to show itself. When you see guys like Shushu Carrington, when you see guys like Abdullah Mason, these young men, and a few others. I can't name everybody at the present moment, but a few others that we're going to see is going to shift the paradigm somewhat. And they're going to expose other guys who are front runners, like Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis is one of the most front running guys. Wait until he gets in there against somebody good. The guys that he's been fighting have been definitely various levels where he can step up and step up and step up, and he's looked good in those circumstances. But let's see him in a 50-50 fight. That's going to tell you everything you need to know about him.
And my last one before we get out of here, Sensei, is the Terrence Crawford situation. You want me to elaborate first and you ping it off, or you want me to let you go handle it first?
Go ahead. I need to know what you're asking about Crawford. Go ahead.
I went back and I looked at some of this guy's footage. You know what I'm saying? I did my research. I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna jump into it. This guy's an okay fighter. With that being said, don't let this damn guy go upside your head, man. Bud is known to take a few punches or get caught. If he's trying to go in there and fight this guy and not boxing, Terrence Crawford might get put on his ass. And I'm going to leave it right there, then I'm going to jump back in.
Okay. You want me to say something now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, the guy is young. He's strong. He's fresher. A natural, bigger guy at that weight. Sometimes a fighter like Crawford needs that type of a threat in order to bring the best of what he has to offer out of him. Now, I could foresee him getting dropped in this fight. Simply from the standpoint of maybe misgauging something or whatever. However, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I could see how that could happen. But if it were to be the case, I would expect Bud to get up and really go to work. Because he has a different type of disposition when it comes to what he does professionally in the ring. One thing that he also does very well is, like Tank, he takes pictures of what's happening. He takes pictures of tendencies. He takes a bit of time to download the data of what a guy's mistakes are and things of that nature. A lot of guys that Bud has faced have been bigger and stronger than him throughout the weight classes that he's ventured up to. Remember, Earl tried to tell him he's too light in the ass. But it seemed funny how when Earl was always the one on the ass in the fight. So it's like, it's interesting. I think Bud has enough to rise to the occasion. I think he's going to really give you a reason to understand why he is pound for pound the number one guy and all of that. And he wants something. You know, it's like he's still looking for something, as opposed to guys who have rested on their laurels, guys who have kind of like stepped away. Now, the inactivity is not all his fault. It's not. It's because how they've played him in the sport. And there is an underlying intangible that a lot of people don't even understand that exists with him. He's got a fire stoking under the surface because of how they've treated him in the sport. He was supposed to get the fight with Fondura. He was supposed to get it. Then here comes Earl out of nowhere. All of a sudden, he wants to fight. Now, Bud is fighting this guy August 3rd. They're now saying that Fondura and Spence won't fight till like February. What the fuck is that? You just cock-blocked this guy from going for those 2 titles with Fondura that would have made him a champ in 4 divisions with 2 belts if he defeated Fondura. You just blocked that, and now he's taking on a guy that's tougher than Fondura. But the badge of honor is still greater here. You understand? It's greater. If Bud knocks this kid out, he's the best fighter in this era. He is. If he knocks him out. I'm not saying if he beats him. I'm saying if he knocks him out. Because you're looking at something really special if he knocks him out. If he beats him, that's because he's a great boxer, a great fighter. But if he knocks him out, ooh, yeah. And knowing him like I've observed him, deep down, he want to get that guy out of there. But he's not going to be reckless about it. But he will be chomping at the bit for the guy to make a mistake. And one of the worst mistakes that they could make out of the Madrimov camp is to think about him being a little guy. That's one of the worst mistakes that they can make. How I see the fight. That's the mistake Tyson Fury made against Usyk. Remember, he was calling him middleweight. The rabbit. The rabbit had him stumbling from ring post to ring post, and the referee saved his ass from a knockout, didn't he?
WWE turnbuckle running it too.
You see?
Oh my goodness.
It's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog. Always remember that.
Exactly.
But go ahead. You say you were going to jump back in, so go ahead and jump back in. I done push you closer to the edge, so when you jump, you might go over the cliff. So go ahead now.
I know, right? And once again, I know you are a movie connoisseur exquisite. Did you remember? Well, do you remember the fight where Apollo fought the Russian?
Yeah.
He was hitting the Russian with everything, and he was moving around the ring and moving.
Yeah.
And the Russian just kept coming.
Yeah.
This how I see this fight being at the beginning. With the Marganov guy, I see him coming straight for Crawford to test his power to see what he got damn near, and Crawford pretty much landing trying to stay away, and then Crawford in the middle rounds kind of settling down with him. What you kind of think about that scenario? Because I'm looking at this guy. This guy's strong. Like I say, he's an okay fighter, but he's strong now.
Give me 3 types of ways that you've seen Bud Crawford knock people out.
Counterpunching, time and walking them down, and just going for the knockout too. And that was with counterpunching. I seen him with Big T. Can't think his name. Porter. Timing with Amir Khan, even though he quit, and counterpunching is with Benavidez.
Okay, I'm gonna help you out. D- on that one, okay? And I'm gonna help you out with this. Bud Crawford has knocked out opponents in a variety of ways. He has knocked out a guy throwing a shot at the same time with a body shot. What's his name? Ngannou, yeah. The African, yeah. He hit him with a body shot. Caught him in the solar plexus. The guy went down. Boom. He also knocked out the guy that Ennis just fought, Avanesian, and we saw Ennis put lots of punches on Avanesian, but he knocked him out with a right hook to the jaw. Boom!
Oh.
The dude was sleeping. I wanted to slip a pillow under his head while he was laying on the canvas.
Yeah.
Now, he also knocked out, what's his name? I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Hold on. I'm going to pull the guy's name up in just a second.
Okay.
Because this is interesting. The reason when I speak about the knockouts, because it's about catching guys. Hold on.
Just if you hear that cooking in the back, I got my girls down here cooking. So if y'all hear that frying noise, they're down here cooking on old Sunday.
I can't pull it up. It seems like my screen is frozen right now, so I won't be able to pull that up.
If you name it,
no, I was.
I can dig it up with you if you name it. If the way it got knocked out or whatever.
No, my Kell Brook.
Okay.
I was trying to think of it because he knocked Kell Brook out with like a counter hook jab, right hand to the temple. He caught him with that shot, and Brook wasn't able to see it cleanly. He just it caught him. It was like he didn't see the shot. The reason that I mention this is because all of the knockouts were similar. Catching a guy when they least expect it. When it's more than just saying a counter punch, but it's throwing the punch at a right time. Because when I talk about and have spoken about counter punching, it's knowing the right punch to throw when you're countering. And when a guy knows the right punch to throw, and this guy Madrimov loves to throw that right hand. He throws it as a lead sometimes. He'll just throw it. He really likes to let that right hand go.
Yeah,
But
right hand crazy.
But the great counter to that is that left hook to the floating rib or the solar plexus or the liver. That's the shot right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I can guarantee you that if Bud hits him with that shot, he ain't going to be prepared for it. He's not. Because he's used to people cowering and backing up away from him and stuff like that. Bud will let you come in to do what you're going to do so he can get you. That's what he did to Arrow. Arrow didn't realize that this guy was as strong as he was, meaning Bud, but Bud was ready to pounce on Arrow every time he made a mistake, and he made a lot of them. There was one sequence when he backed Bud up near the ropes, and he got ready to open up with his shots, and Bud blocked and countered with a uppercut right up under his, and it dropped Earl. Boom, on his ass. He never saw that shot. But see, I always knew he could do those things, but there was so many people thinking that just Arrow was going to go in and be strong and bully him. He ain't never been bulled over. Never. He's probably the biggest little guy in the sport of boxing today for his size, meaning that what's in him. He's probably got more of that in him than anybody else in the sport. If he were a heavyweight, he would be like Evander Holyfield or something.
I can see that, yeah.
And I'm not talking about the styles. I'm talking about what's within as a fighter. You don't have a lot of that in the sport today. Boots is talented. Hell yeah. But there are things that Terrence has that Boot doesn't have that he hasn't shown yet. That doesn't mean it's not there. We need to see it. But
and the Boots thing, you triggered that in me too. You was talking about that earlier, about him not just hitting the third. I totally agree. And there's a guy still at that division, even though he was defeated once, that I see him putting on a possible show against Boots or bringing out some in Boots, and that's Rashidi Ellis.
Yeah, because, Rashidi is fast. He got fast hands, fast twitch muscles and everything. And sometimes when guys are like that, they can get off. It's like when Meldrick Taylor fought Terry Norris. If Meldrick hadn't had those hard fights against those guys he had, not just the loss to Chavez, but he fought a couple of hard fights after Chavez. And then he got in there with with Terry Norris. And I saluted him for fighting Terry Norris. But you could see glimpses of what Mel's hand speed and stuff could do to Terry Norris. And Terry Norris was like, when he realized that his punches wasn't hurting him and everything, he was physically a bigger man. He was able to get in there and get in on Meldrick. But imagine if Meldrick didn't have the wear and tear that he had when he went into that fight. Yeah. It could have been a total different thing. So Rashidi could be that kind of guy against Boots. He could, he has the talent to be able to do some things that everybody else can't do. Now, he's not a big puncher, but those fast hands, man, it's the punches you don't see. You know what I mean? They can
and I don't think Boots been in the ring with nobody that can match his speed.
Right.
Or his skills.
Right.
So that's a cheat code too. Like
this is why we need to see those guys fight. It's like he talking about fighting Bud. Listen, man, fight your contemporaries. Fight these guys.
Who don't like it? Bud beats him, man.
At this stage, probably so. Yeah. At this stage, probably so. But again. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that, man.
Okay. Well, that's all I really got for you, sis.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure talking to you, King, and linking up with you, hearing your voice, knowing that you're good your way, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to jump on one of them shows with you and Drew, man, and get one of them good shows in with some. It depends on what the subject is, because y'all go so deep, man. I'd be like, I went back and watched it too, the 5 Elements Ninjas.
Yeah.
So I'm caught up on it after so many years. Yeah, I watched it twice.
Yeah. Told you, man.
And going back and watching it after so long, it's so much stuff I ain't noticed before. I was like, dang.
Yep. So that's what's
okay.
up. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, y'all got to special guest me one day, you know.
Sure.
Something that I know, because like I say, y'all go so deep to, I'm not even nowhere near on that level where y'all go to, especially you be on some stuff that I have to look at, I time snap it, then I go back and watch the movies like, what the hell? Never seen this, never thought of it.
Yeah.
And see, me, I can watch it just with the plain Chinese without the words and just enjoy the movie.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So I'm different, you know. But yeah, you know. But I appreciate it, Sensei. You enjoy the rest of your Sunday, King, and it's always a pleasure.
Okay, man. You take it easy, man.
All right, thanks, brother.
All right, you take care. Bye.
Peace.
Yeah. Great call from the brother there. Got a chance to really chop it up. Why is my computer acting up again? Well, I've gone a little bit beyond my normal time. But with that being said, we're going to get ready to get on up out of here, because that's what's up. Huh? But not before we hear from our brother, the Focus Ball. Huh? Yeah.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yeah. Get you some of that Stormybman merchandise, man. That's what's up. And we will find a way to promote more giveaways as we go through the rest of this calendar year. I'm going to come up with a way of having some more promos for the members. And we're going to do some exclusives for the members. We got some live streams coming up that we're going to do as exclusives. I got something coming up, a collaboration with CHS Combat Sports. We got Scrapbook Boxing coming. And we're going to have some other special shows for you waiting in the wings. So just know Stormybman is going to continue to try to bring you the best as he can. But with that being said, we're going to get ready to get on up out of here. It's been a great Sunday call-in show. Thanks to Mind of Mansa Musa out there helping to contribute, man. Appreciate you, bro. And we're going to do it. Appreciate everybody. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
What do you think of Negroes?
As good as any white man.